Welcome back. My name is Aaron Lanning, your favorite realtor. Make sure you download our relocation guides, links below. Now, I live in Menifee and I love Menifee, but today we are talking about Menifee versus Wildomar. Let's go. Now, we have done this with other cities in the area, but today we're focused on Menifee versus Wildomar. And stay tuned until the end to hear my perspective on why I would buy in each of these cities. Number one, cost of living. Menifee takes the lead again with a lower cost of living compared to Wildomar. Now, the way cost of living is indexed is by manufacturers, and I'll link to a great website below that breaks this down. But basically, anything under 100 is a lower cost of living compared to the national average, and anything over 100 is higher cost of living compared to the national average. So Menifee rakes in at 132.1 versus Wildomar at 138.7. So Wildomar is a little bit more expensive. Housing is a big part of that cost of living, making it a more attractive option for prospective buyers to buy in Menifee. In June 2023, the average purchase price of homes in Menifee was $428,000 versus Wildomar, $516,000. Now, Menifee taxes are higher just because there's so much new construction and infrastructure being built. And I dived deep into Menifee's taxes in my video, 5 Reasons Not to Move to Menifee. So you can check that out here. But because of all the homes being built, Menifee has a higher percentage of newer homes built since 2009, aka new construction. That's a whopping 9.8% of all Menifee homes are 2009 or newer. Although you'll be paying a higher cost of living and a higher price point for a home in Wildomar, in my opinion, the city compensates its higher cost of living and homes with the fact that if you are heading to San Diego or LA County, you are saving about 15 to 20 minutes to get to those areas depending on where you are in Menifee. And many of the homes in Wildomar often come with a little bigger lot. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Now, if you are looking to buy a home in Wildomar, there's a fantastic community development called Windsong. It is off Wildomar Trail, and I specifically lived in that development when I was a teenager with my family and had tons of friends that lived in there as well. Great development, highly recommend it. So whether you are prioritizing affordability and newer homes in Menifee or bigger lots and a location that might get you to San Diego faster, both cities have something special here to offer. Number 2, schools and education. As we have discussed in the previous videos in Menifee, the school district is not yet unified, meaning that grades 9 through 12 are under the Paris Union High School District, and there are efforts to unify the Menifee School District. So we're aiming to meet all those necessary criteria points by November 2024. This unification has the potential to bring positive change such as improved student programs, unified curriculum, school calendars, facility use, and teacher collaboration. Exciting developments are on the horizon for Menifee's education system. Moving on to Wildomar, the school system is governed by the Lake Elsinore Unified School District, and the boundaries of the school district stretches over 144 square miles through southwest Riverside County, serving families in Lake Elsinore, Canyon Lake, Wildomar, and several unincorporated Riverside County communities, including Lakeland Village and Horseleaf Canyon. I will link to the Lake Elsinore School Board if you wanted to check out their website. Number 3, commuting and connectivity or growth. So exciting things happening in Menifee. We've talked about it before. Menifee's gearing up for a really bright future here. And the plans for growth are pretty exciting. They're building new homes and shopping centers to meet the needs of more people moving in. They're also working on improving roads, transportations, and places for fun and relaxation. So Menifee wants to create a thriving community where everyone can enjoy a good quality of life. And so make sure you check out the City of Menifee's website to learn more about all the cool things to do. And the website will be put on the screen here, but it's exploremenifee.com. Wildomar, their growth rate is 0.74%, while Menifee's growth rate is 3.07. Many modern cities have an average growth rate of 1, 2, or 3. So it's safe to say that Wildomar is definitely not growing or growing way slower than Menifee. But there is a huge collaborative effort between Menifee and Wildomar to widen Bundy Canyon and Scott Road This is going to enhance the accessibility and growth in this region, as it will be easier to get to the 15 freeway. So this will be super awesome once it's completed. Number 4, things to do. So Menifee, with its abundance of parks and walking and bike paths, and the upcoming addition of some water features in those new parks that will truly make Menifee's parks the best in this area, better than any other cities around. And I just did a previous video on my top 5 parks in Menifee, so you can check that out later just to get a closer look at that recreational opportunities. But that video will also help you understand the communities those parks serve. Now, according to Wildomar's website, the city has 4 parks. So definitely a big difference here on things to do and parks and areas. And as I mentioned earlier about the Menifee's website that we'll link to, there's just a whole lot more going on in Menifee. Point number 5, safety and crime rates. So I'm sure most people prioritize safety when choosing a location for their home and to raise their family or to kind of retire. Menifee definitely takes safety and crime very seriously. The crime rate is lower than the national average and has been dropping every year since we got our own police force in 2020. In Menifee, the number of violent crimes per 100,000 people was only 153.3. That is much lower than the average for California at 441.2, and the whole country's rate is 379.4. People feel safe living in Menifee. That's why I live here in Menifee. Now also, we have 87 officers right now, and 80% of them actually live in Menifee. They shop here, stay here, play here. And that definitely has made a positive impact in just a few short years. Let's look at Wildomar. They definitely prioritize safety and work hard to keep the community secure. Their crime rate is 127.57, so a little better than Menifee. But it is important to note that Menifee has a population of 106,000, while Wildomar has 37,000 people. And some say that Wildomar has a very low crime rate because it's a small city with many police officers. So, in summary, I would buy a home in Wildomar if having a bigger lot was important to me, or if being closer to Corona or San Diego was important to me. But I would buy a home in Menifee if more parks and more things to do, and if I want a city that was growing more. But that is all I have for you folks. Please like, follow, and subscribe if this helped you learn a little bit more about Menifee and or the surrounding area.